So this morning we're up at the Bend, which is a new motorsport park up at Tailem Bend. If you get a chance, come up here and have a look at it. It's awesome. They spent $120 million or something, and this is the best place in Australia, if not the world. It's got the second longest track, 7 kilometres long, and the longest one is a Nürburgring. So it's awesome. You need to come up here. But anyway, what we're talking about today is I've been lucky enough to drive a Fast and Furious lookalike car up here, like a little Jetta, and it's owned by James. So James has also got a Supra, and he's also got a couple of other like Fast and Furious cars he's building as well. James, how long ago did you actually start building the Supra?
I started building this Supra in late 2014. I've seen it advertised online, and I've been looking for one for a long time, and I just went straight and bought it.
So it was a different colour, it was just like a normal boring Supra?
Yeah, it was a silver Aerotop twin turbo, standard stock as a rock.
So what was the first thing you did when you got home?
First thing I did was just completely strip the car, bought a body kit and just sanded it and sent it off to my panel guy.
Everything on the car is pretty much the same as the movie?
Identical, yeah. Pretty much identical, yeah.
So what was the hardest bit to find?
Would be the wing. Yeah, it'd be the wing, I reckon. Or the wheels, definitely.
I noticed looking at the wing, it's got an autograph on it. Where's that from?
I was lucky enough to meet Cody Walker at the Driver Pool event in Melbourne. There he sat in the car, had a look over the car and signed it, thankfully. I'm really grateful for that. So
that's, like a once a lifetime opportunity sort of thing. So, and he dug the car?
Yeah, he really liked the car. I was totally starstruck when I didn't have much to say. I was just enjoying the moment. It was great, yeah.
Being the Fast and Furious movie, did you ever have to overnight parts from Japan?
All overnight parts from Melbourne. But rest of it was 2 weeks from America or UK or random places like that, yeah.
So in the movie it's supposed to be a 10-second car. Is it actually a 10-second car yet?
Not yet. I reckon it's probably a 13 or high 12, but I'm getting there.
So that's still a bit of fun. Like, we had a bit of fun driving up the freeway, and it definitely goes all right. I was in the Jetta, and the Jetta's got like 100 horsepower compared to like 300 horsepower.
Yeah, I was worried you wouldn't keep up, but you kept up. Good driving.
All right. Well, cool. Let's go have a look at the Jetta now. So where did you find this one?
I found this one on Gumtree. Pop advertising, but yeah, they're pretty rare. You don't see them often.
Yeah, you're right. They're exactly rare. And I suppose, did it have the body kit on it, or you just got the base car and then went from there?
It was stock as a rock. It belongs to an old lady. On my 30th birthday, I went over to Los Angeles, and my partner bought me the body kit for my 30th birthday present. So yeah, we bring it back.
Good partner. You brought the body kit back on the plane?
Yeah, in a surfboard bag.
Good. Was that cost much to do that?
$200 US.
And that's pretty good, because if you had to FedEx it over there, it would have been like three times that. So it worked out like cheaper, heaps cheaper.
Definitely, and quicker.
So I noticed this looks exactly like the one in the movie. You've obviously done that again with all the stickers and everything. Does in the movie the one has a little bit of go? What's this like? What's this one like under the bonnet?
This one is stock as a rock, 4-cylinder banger, but eventually I'm going to put a 6-cylinder in it, VR6, but that's with time.
So in the movie, it's a V6 one in the movie?
I believe it's only a 2-litre like this, so pretty screen accurate at the moment.
Your plans for this one is like a bigger motor upgrade, anything else?
I reckon that's about it. Maybe some interior work, but at the moment this is my daily driver. I drive it to and from work, so I want to keep it as reliable as possible. But yeah, definitely with time, interior, motor, yeah.
So on the way up here, we cruised through like cars and coffee up at Blackwood, and it was almost like we stopped traffic. There was all these people came out and had a look at it, and I noticed this driving up. There was guys on the bridge waving to us, and you're going down the street and people are waving. So what sort of reaction do you get when you take the cars anywhere?
Pretty much the same thing. It's a bit, at work, got people going around it all day, so I've got to keep an eye on it. But generally, it's positive feedback. Everyone loves the cars, and yeah.
All right. Thanks, James.
Please do. Thank you.
James's cars are replica cars. This is actually the real deal. This was in Fast 5. So, Michael, how did you find the genuine car?
Really lucky. I was just coming home from picking up my daughter from school, and we'd just finished watching, I think it was Fast 6 at the time, and picked her up from school, and we're just talking about cars, and I said it'd be really cool to have a classic car one day, something like that, and pointed at a car that was in a front yard of a place on Belair Road in Mitcham, and it was this car. And went home that night to check it all out, to sort of go, gee, I wonder what they're worth, and there it was for sale. And said it was in the Fast 5 movie. It was just like, oh man, and the whole family just loves the Fast and Furious franchise, the movies and stuff like that. And for a couple of years, it just sort of sat there out in that front yard every day, just teasing me with a little tarp sort of flipping up over now and then and stuff so you could see it. And then a couple of years later, we managed to get enough money to sort of put an offer on it and buy it. So here it is, yeah.
So these are pretty rare in Australia, and a lot of people would have seen the movie but not really know much about the car. So what sort of engine and gearbox does it have?
All right, it's an Italian-built car. The guy, De Damaso, who built them, is a Spanish Formula One driver or a race driver. I think he was a Formula One driver, but into the Formula One scene. Got into building cars. The engine itself is a 351 Cleveland from Ford, and the gearbox in the back's a ZF 5-speed transaxle.
So, you know, that it'd be a pretty light car, so it's pretty fast.
I haven't really given it too much because I'm still easing it back into being on the road, but when I have put the foot into it, it goes real well. So yeah, I'm hoping that we'll get some time on the engine a bit later on and we'll get it sorted out properly and get to really try it out. But so far the balance and speed is really cool.
It's certainly unique, and on the way up here, there was heaps of people just turning their heads, looking at it. And first off, they went, what is that? And then when they saw it with the other two cars, they're, oh, this is like a Fast and Furious sort of thing. Yeah. So you must get like heaps of looks.
Yeah, heaps of people are looking at it, and quite often you'll pull up a set of lights and someone will just sort of ask about it just sitting at the lights, or at the petrol station this morning. That's why I was late getting down there.
Yeah.
So it's great that it generates a lot of interest. It's good to have them out on the road too, so people get to see it, not just because of the Fast 5 stuff, just exposure to different cars out there.
And I suppose being a genuine like movie car, it's only going to go increase in value for sure.
Let's hope so.
All right, well, thanks, Michael. In the Fast and Furious movies, Dominic Toretto's Charger is always like the hero car. They always seem to come back to a different version of that car. Well, we're lucky enough to have Frank Bergerman's version of Dominic Toretto's car here at the Bend today, and it's an animal. You have a look at it, like it's got the used motor. When it starts up, it sounds tough as. I don't know if it's a 10-second car on it, but anyway, we'll find out from Frank. So, Frank, tell us a little bit about your car.
Yeah, Jeff, it's based on the first movie of the Fast and the Furious. We've left it with the bonnet off, so it's the scene when Vin Diesel and Paul Walker walk into Vin Diesel's little old shed there, and he shows Paul for the first time the blown motor. The engine's based on a 440 big block Chrysler, stroked out to 498 cubes with an 871 BDS supercharger. It runs on VP racing fuel. It runs a 727 transmission, original Dodge diff. I haven't raced it. It probably will never get raced, as in I've got to put a better roll cage in it for Andrew rules and all the rest. And I don't want to bend the body, as Vin Diesel told Paul Walker that the chassis twisted off the line. That was what he said, and I don't want to do that with this car.
Yeah.
It's too nice. I'm enjoying it as it is to show it, and people love it. I love it. And
it's an awesome looking car, and as soon as people see it, they go, "That's a car from the movie." I know that. You know, it's Toretto's car. It's a Dodge. So I think it's all motor, isn't it? So roughly, how much horsepower do you reckon it's got?
We've never dyed it or anything like that, but based on the engine made 605 horsepower naturally aspirated, and with the 12.5% overdrive we've got, it's close to 1,000 horsepower, possibly more. Yeah. So it would run a 9-second pass if I could hook up. You know,
that's a fast car, and it's probably one of the fastest cars here. Well, it certainly looks the fastest. So the plan with this one is just sort of, take it out and show it.
Yeah, I love this old stuff, especially movie cars. And my dream car was a blown Dodge Charger of any sort. When the movie came out, nearly 20 years ago, I suppose, I fell in love with that car straight away, and it just took that many years to save the money and finally get one.
It certainly looks tough. So why don't we start it up and have a listen and see how noisy and how tough this thing actually sounds? What do you reckon, Frank?
Yeah, no problem. I love it.
All right, let's do it.